Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Lori here of Interior Jewels. It's been a while since I have been on and showed a video. I am getting ready to do a floral arrangement today from Supermarket Flowers. We've all gone to the supermarket and see the flowers that they have there. I have 2 bunches of tulips here and a mixed bouquet. So I am going to make an arrangement here. I also went into the yard and I cut a bunch of greens that were in my yard. So I'm going to show you, I have them sitting, I'm doing this at my kitchen sink. I have cut a bunch of hosta leaves. I know that this is such a popular plant that so many people have, and these leaves are gorgeous. They are the perfect thing to use in floral arrangements. I also cut a bunch of ivy. I have ivy growing all over my yard. This is another beautiful thing to put within arrangements. I cut these off of a hydrangea bush. And I cut some holly. And again, I just cut sprigs off. This is just to add greenery. And I also cut a few sprigs of an ornamental grass that I have out there. So I am going to incorporate these and I'm going to use my greens first. I have a beautiful cut crystal vase here. I know I'm always telling people, you think out of the box and use different things for containers for making arrangements in, but I'm going traditional today with this cut glass vase, which I already have flower food in here and water. And you will notice that this has a wide opening. If you're not used to doing floral arrangements, this is actually tougher to work with. The smaller the hole at the top, the better, because it's easier to control the flowers. Sometimes when there's a wide mouth like this, you put them in and the flowers are going to flop over, which is one of the reasons why I collected some greens in my own yard, because I'm going to green first, which sort of makes a grid in here, so that when I start to put the flowers in, they stay put. They're not going to fall over because the stems of the greens are going to make them stay in place. So just a few tips there. It's one of my pet peeves, and you'll see. I just want to show you something. Many people will receive a bouquet like this. You're going to cut the plastic, open this up. There's usually a rubber band on this. Take the rubber band off, but this is what people usually do. And as you can see, because this is a wide mount, the flowers are leaning over. And you have to prepare the flowers. You can't just throw them in a vase like this. So what we're going to do is you want to give them a fresh cut, and you want to make sure that no leaves are going to be below the water line. So when you have a stem, let's see, something like this, which are so popular in bouquets, these mums, and they have leaves that go all the way down. You want to take off all of these leaves, because if these leaves are placed in the water, they're going to allow bacteria to grow. The flowers will not last long. The water is going to turn murky and yucky. And another thing, to allow your flowers to last as long as possible, change the water frequently. Dump it out and put fresh water in. Guaranteed to last a long time. But what I'm going to do first with this is I am going to take the greenery that I cut. And again, I just cut sprigs of it, but as I said, I'm going to take off all of these greens that are below, or what will fall below. I only want them on the end. And a way to make sure that you are getting these the right size, figure out how far you want them to stand up, put it next to it, and anything that's below that, cut it off. That's actually taller than what I would like. And when you start placing them in here, make a grid. So you're going to put one on this side, then you're going to put one on this side. And before long, you will have a grid of stems in here. So like I said, when it comes time to insert the florals, they're gonna have something to stay put in. So I'm gonna put all of these in first. Let's see what the top is here. This is the top. This is pretty much the size that I would like. I like to cut everything on an angle. When you cut it on an angle, it gives a bigger surface for the stems to drink water. Again, which will allow them to last longer. I mean, I've gotten bouquets and flowers from the supermarket that have lasted me a few weeks, which is amazing. They're inexpensive. Let's see. As I said, I have everything thrown in my sink here. I sort of wanted to just spray it off in case there were any bugs on it. I don't do well with bugs. And again, I know you can't see in the vase, but I'm making sort of a grid here. Have some more of these. I'm just gonna, the leaves come off very easily. I just strip them off, again, for anything that I think will be below the waterline. And see how it starts to take form. You have a beautiful display of greens. This is actually with three bouquets of flowers here. This will wind up being a nice size arrangement. Just gonna put all of these in here. See how many of these I have. Then I have some of my holly. I'm gonna stick some of that in. You gotta be careful with these leaves because the leaves on these are pointy and they can hurt. And again, I'm just giving myself a base of greenery so that when the flowers go in, you really have what looks like a beautifully, professionally arranged arrangement. All different heights, but you do want to have an idea of shape as you're going along, so keep that in mind. I don't know if any of you are not local to me. I am on Long Island, New York, and the pollen outside and whatever is falling from, I believe, oak trees that look like tumbleweeds. Oh my goodness, they're all over the place. Another reason why I wanted to wash everything off before I put it in. These holly leaves are gorgeous. And all the leaves that I cut off, they all have different colors and different texture. I always say when you're filling greens in an arrangement, go for different varieties. 3 is usually the key number. Anything with arranging flowers, odd numbers. 3, 5, 7. But I always try for at least 3 different types of greens. So they have different colors, different textures, different sizes. I'm gonna put some of the, you know what, I'm gonna wait for the ivy last, but I am gonna put some of these grasses in. These are tall. I love the way that they flop over. Whenever I'm designing something, I love to give it that wispy effect and shape. See, now I have a lot of greenery in here, so it's making it easy for me to put things in and they're staying. They're not just falling over to the side of the vase. And I just love the way that they drape over. So pretty. And this is so easy for anyone to do. when you're doing your food shopping, stop by and just pick up a quick bouquet. And again, you really don't need these greens, but I love just cutting greens from the yard. I think it makes the arrangement that much more lush. I'm adding more things into it. Now I maybe add some, I love the hosta leaves too. There's so many different varieties of hosta. This particular one has these beautiful chartreuse color leaves. I'm going to try and do them around the base or the neck of the vase. Sort of gives it a little color. And I already have 1, 2, 3, 4 different greens in here. Any more of these? I absolutely love these. I have other hosta out there too that are variegated. I have quite a few different varieties of hosta. And these are so pretty to use in so many arrangements. And as you can see, that sort of went around the lip of the opening of the vase. And look at this. This is just greens from the yard, and look at how pretty that looks already. I'm going to add my ivy last because I'm thinking that I want that to just drape out. I have a few more hosta leaves here. I may as well use them. Stick them in here. Make sure that all of your stems are touching the water. So now I'm going to start cleaning these flowers. And as I said, the daisies, the mums, they all have these leaves on them. So what you want to do is just clean off those leaves. Get an idea of the size, of the height. I'm going to give it a fresh cut, and I'm going to cut on an angle. And I'm going to stick these in. One there. Have another one of that, just pulling off all of the leaves. And look at how pretty the blooms are. Give it a fresh cut so it can continue to drink. You can see these have been sitting in water since they were brought home, and they sort of get brown. So when you give them a fresh cut, especially on the angle, you can see the new flesh in there that is going to drink up that water. Here we have same mums, different color. Just take off all these leaves. Give it a fresh cut. Sort of putting them in on an angle, and the stems are going into the crisscross stems of all of these greens that I put in here. So they're not going anywhere. It's almost like if you were making an arrangement with floral foam and you were sticking it into the floral foam, and you know that they stay. See how pretty? Let's see what else. A beautiful lily we have in here. Again, I'm going to take off all the leaves because we don't need the leaves. This is one of those stargazer lilies that's going to open to that pink. And these are going to smell beautiful. Putting that in there. We have a beautiful hydrangea in here. Again, going to make... I don't have my clippers here. I realized that when I was just about to go live, but I'm going to make it work. I'm only using my scissors here. Keep turning it to make sure that you're getting a full look from all sides. Taking off all these leaves. Put these in the middle. Have another lily. I have one lily over there. So I'm going to put one lily on this side. Take off all these leaves. Give a diagonal cut. Have that over there. Some more mums here. See, and these leaves get really yucky looking. But when you take them off, you can see how fresh and alive the blooms are. We don't want them putting any energy into those leaves, so we want to cut them. I mean, pull them off. Let's see, where do we want this? And see how it's going with a dome shape? Now I'm going to start with some of my tulips. This could be beautiful as is, but because I have these, I could even do another arrangement with these, add some greenery from outside, but I'm going to make this one big arrangement. Take the rubber band off, and again, you want to take these leaves off. Give them a cut. And if you didn't know, tulips, even though they're cut, this is the only cut flower that will continue to grow. So when I put this in the water, this is just going to continue to grow. Tulips have a tendency to droop over, which I kind of like that look. You know what? I'm going to put this here. Guide it in between those stems so that you can get the shape that you want. I'm opening up this. I have white and purple. I'm going to take these leaves off. And again, they have a tendency to droop over, which I love. Just making this bigger and grander. Tulips are not going to stand straight up. It's part of the beauty from them. I did learn a tip the other day. However, I have not tried it myself, but I was told if you make a slit in the neck of the flower right below the bloom, that they won't continue to grow. I have not tried that yet. If anyone has tried that and know that to be true, please leave a comment and let me know. We all continue to learn together. I am not a professional florist by any stretch of the imagination, but it's just something that I love, fresh florals, and I love putting arrangements together. I love having florals in the house. And by the way, if you find this useful or something that you like, please click the like button and subscribe to my page so I can continue to put videos up there like that. Leave a comment if you're looking to learn about something specific or see something specific. I'm always happy to do that. And see how these drape over? I think that they're just such a beautiful shape. I love it. And again, I have 2 bundles of these, so this is going to be a lot in here. This will be a lush arrangement. And just place them so that they are in different areas. Again, you're giving yourself, or you're keeping in mind a final shape, whether it's dome, whether you want it really wispy and sticking out and more wildflower-like. You can achieve that by keeping the shape in mind as you're placing these. Just be sure to take off the leaves, give them a fresh cut. Put some up here. Keep turning your vase. Normally I would be doing this on my Lazy Susan, but I'm not at my work table. I'm doing this quickly in my kitchen. Put some more over here. So I didn't have all of my tools with me, like my cutters. Cutters are important. I usually get my cutters and take a walk around the yard and just keep cutting things. And then as the summer goes on and I have more blooming flowers in my yard, I'll cut those as well. And I wouldn't even be buying the supermarket bouquets, but you really can't go wrong with them. And just have them peeking out. Let me get some purple in the top there. And this really takes no time. I find this so relaxing and therapeutic. When these lilies open, again, this is going to get even bigger. I'll put some purple ones over here. We're almost to the end of my flowers. Then I have some of my ivy that I'm going to put in here. If you need to rearrange them a little bit, you can do that. If you see that you have a hole or something that you want to fill. And sometimes that happens. This is going to be a little too short for me to put in here. So what I will do is put this on the side in water, and I will make a little posy arrangement in a little tiny bud vase, perfect to put on next to the sink, on a bathroom vanity, on an entrance table, on a bedside table. So whenever you have broken stems, keep the little ones. You can cut off little sprigs of green, put that with it, and it becomes an adorable little arrangement. So don't throw them out if that happens. But you do have to be careful when you're taking off, especially the tulips. These are softer stems than what the others are. So I'm going to be careful not to do that again. It's getting tight in here now because I do have a lot in this vase. Here's the last one. There we go. Okay, I've got all the flowers in. Oh, wait, got one more. I did have flower food in here because I had it and I was putting that mixed bouquet in it, but just so you know, you don't have to put flower food with tulips. They don't need it. I only just learned that myself. So, something to keep in mind. That's why if you buy them, you may not see flower food in with them. Okay, this looks pretty good. Now what I'm going to do is take some of these ivy leaves. See what is, I'm going to take all the leaves off, but see how these drape over? Love this. And I'm just going to stick these in top so they drape over. And sometimes you have to play with it to beat it down into the water, but they just look so pretty. Again, I'm going to take anything off, and sometimes I like to give them a little bit more curl, so I'll sort of bend them to give them that shape. They are pliable. And these I want sort of just wispy and long, hanging out of the arrangement. Ivy is another thing that I cut in my yard often, and just ivy alone looks so pretty in a little bud vase. Again, on a vanity, on a bedside table, next to your sink. I just love them. I have one in my bathroom now that's been in there since this time last year. And it continues to grow new sprouts. And if you have any brown leaves on here, just pinch them off. And this has brown on top, so I'm going to take that off. I only want the little green sticking up. Take these, Another one, see, this one just naturally curved itself. And I'm going to take everything down here off. Let's stick this in. And again, you may have to guide it in between all the stems because I have this packed. There we go. Now, look at that gorgeous arrangement. This is big, this is heavy. How beautiful would that look in the center of your dining table, on an entrance table, a kitchen island on your outside table? If you're having guests over, if you're having a barbecue, if you're having a dinner party, you could do this so quickly and so inexpensively, and your guests will think that you stopped at the florist first to have your own arrangement made. Again, so I love to inspire, and I hope that I've done that. Again, if you like this, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel so I can continue to post videos like this. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thanks so much for tuning in, and have a great day.